Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about pricing structure, how to price yourself competitively but still grow your business and be able to service your clients in the best way. So a lot of people say charge big, get big clients, and that's the way to go. Alex Hormozy, for example, says this, give as much value as you can and you can charge those big bucks. And well, the big man himself definitely knows how to run a business, and I do agree with him. I do strongly believe there are stages at which you can do it as well. So it's all about the value, not just the value you can give the client, but the value the client perceives you can give them. Because, I'm hoping everyone watching this, obviously, our main priority is to give our clients as much value as possible. The quickest way to grow your business is going to be by building lifelong clients that love you, love the work you've produced for them, and are going to recommend you to friends and other business owners. That hands down is going to be the best way to grow your business long term. So giving as much value and high quality work to each client as you can. But to do that, we do need to price in a way that will allow us to give them that much value. And that's where Alex Hormozy, for example, drives in the fact that you need to charge high ticket in order to be able to give that sort of value. This works very well if you're a gun at sales, you're generating loads of leads, so you can take the risk of pitching that high each time. But the reality is, especially people starting out in the agency space, it's not quite as black and white. This video is going to be specific for your web designers, social media marketers, social media management people, and your graphic designers. It's what we do. For anyone that's new to the channel, Raphael, co-founder of Studio Krista. We're a creative agency specializing in branding, web design, and social media. Please like, comment, and subscribe because I'm going to give you some absolute sauce today. Okay, so 3 tiers, in my opinion, that work really well when it comes to pricing. First one, know where you're at in your process. So are you just starting out as a freelancer? Have you been in the game for a couple of years? Have you got your own agency and you've kind of got big? When I say starting out as a freelancer, I also mean, your start out agency owners, especially SMMA, which has got really, really big lately. If you're just starting out and you've not got any websites and you've not got any case studies, it's unrealistic to think you can charge top tier because you've got nothing to showcase. And the way most clients think is in a visual way, and they want to see examples. So perfect analogy would be, would you go to the surgeon that's done an operation 5,000 times or the one that's done it 3 times? You'll go to the one that's done it 5,000 times because the perceived likelihood of achievement is much higher. So that is something that goes the same with the client. Who are they going to pick? The one that's done it 500 websites or the one that's got 2 websites? They're going to go with 500 websites, even though it's more expensive, because they know it's going to get done. They can see the quality of the work and the trust factor is much bigger. So knowing where you are in your process is going to be really important when it comes to pricing structure. So if you are at those early stages, it's important to stay competitive. Now, I'm not saying charge peanuts because you're not going to grow your business and you're not going to show the value you're truly worth by doing that. But at the same time, you have to be realistic. So if you are just starting out and the goal is obviously to build your portfolio, get more clients on board, start growing your business, then you need to price competitively. That way, you're more likely to get clients and have the opportunity to kind of grow your business. I say this, at the early stages, don't focus on the money. Don't, all these gurus are out here, 0 to 10K, 30 days, blah, blah, blah. Forget that. Provide as much value as you can to each client, service them the best way you can, and the money will follow. That should just be a secondary thought. If you can give each client a very high quality, unique experience, that will automatically set you apart from the rest, and your business will grow rapid, and you'll get loads of referrals, which are going to be one of the key ways to growing your business. So early stages, price yourself competitively, service each client the best way you can. Even if you know you're not earning loads, you want to build a strong portfolio of happy clients, case studies, if you're a web designer, websites that are really high quality, because those early stages and building a solid foundation is going to allow you to increase your pricing structure as time goes on and you've gained more experience and you have a bigger portfolio. So if you're at those early stages, price yourself competitively. The main goal is to build our portfolio. So that's the first stage. Once you've built your portfolio and you feel more confident with your services, you can look at increasing. Personally, I normally recommend a 20 to 25% increase on what your service was. This is going to give you a good understanding as to whether or not clients are perceiving the value you're offering. If you're converting them each time, then perfect. So a way we like to do it here at Studio Krista is kind of knowing our numbers. So knowing what the closing rate is per client. If you're closing more than 60%, you're too cheap. That's just a fact. You're closing, your closing rate, or you're a 1% salesperson, in which case, fair play, charge more again. So anything above 60%, you're too cheap. Anything under 20%, you've got a different problem. You're either considerably too expensive, you don't have high quality enough work for the clients you're pitching to, or you really need to look at your sales process and your sales calls. So that's where you can have a little play around and figure out, if you charge a little bit less, are you getting those clients, what your percentages are at the end of the month. So know your numbers in terms of closing rate when you're on the sales call, because that information is going to allow you to figure out, your second tier of pricing. If you find you've increased by 20-25% and you're sitting in that 40 to 50% closing rate, then that means you're aligned with the work you're doing, and you can consider either going top tier or staying there, depending what your ambitions are, because it's not a one size fits all at the end of the day. Some people are happy staying on 5-10k a month, whatever it is, and they're okay with that. Their workload is manageable, they're living a good life. Other people want to be doing 100k per month, in which case you need to be building a team that can service those clients, and you need to be separating yourself in terms of pricing. So that's when it comes down to the value section. You need to make sure you're offering as much value to each client as possible. In that way, you can basically charge those bigger prices. So if you're going to switch into that agency mode, you need a strong portfolio, a pretty solid sales flow and sales script, and you need to be targeting the right people. So you need to be generating enough leads per month that if you only close 40% of those leads, you can still pay rent, pay your staff, whatever it may be. So if you're going to that third tier, which is the top tier, the most important thing you need to do is generate enough booked calls. So you've got your first tier, which is going to be when you're starting out. That's going to be lower pricing just because you want to start building a portfolio. Second tier, you've increased by 20 to 25%. You're closing about 40 to 50%, and you're living pretty well. That's a good place to be at. And that's where, if you want to go to that third tier where you're looking at those big months, you need to start focusing first of all on your outreach, because you want to be comfortable enough pitching high numbers to high quality clients that if 10 say no, you don't run the risk of having a donut that month, because no one wants that. So that's the way I personally recommend it. That's the way we price ourselves. And it's all going to come down to the bottom line of, are you generating enough leads? If you are, it gives you the wiggle room to be able to charge more. But again, knowing your basic minimums, that is important, knowing your numbers as well. Alex Hormozi's equation to increase value is fantastic. He basically says increase the dream outcome of the client times their perceived likelihood of achievement, decrease the time delay, so how long you're going to do it for. The quicker you do it, the more likely the client's going to pay more for it, and decrease the effort and sacrifice. So the least amount they have to do is obviously going to allow it. So when you want to charge big, make sure you're focusing on that dream outcome. They can see it from your past portfolio, so they can see the quality of your work. The perceived likelihood of achievement is there because you've niched down, as we've done in other videos, and they can see that you've built these amazing websites. So you've done this amazing social media for other clients in their space, produced amazing results. they'll trust you and they are willing to pay more, especially if you then decrease the time it takes for you to produce those results and the amount of effort and sacrifice that they have to put in. So that's the way we do it here. Comment below if you've got any suggestions. We'd appreciate a like, comment and subscribe so I can keep doing these, and let me know what you'd like to see next, any top tips I can offer. More than happy to help.